the Wintec Secondary Science Teacher Educator Communicator Award.
I try to deal with the perception that physics or science in general is just plain difficult, which it's not. So a lot of people will think of science and say, well, it's too hard, I couldn't possibly be a scientist. And one of the reasons that's the case is that people don't have the right idea of what a scientist actually is or what science actually is about. So I try to tackle that in a number of ways. So one of my primary avenues is my blog, Physics Stop, and really what I attempt to do there is to draw on various aspects of science, but do them in a way that I take from just everyday experiences, ways that science or physics is just illustrated in normal life to show that science isn't something that is beyond the average person, but it's something that they deal with daily. So you have examples, for example, on your washing machine of lots of physics going on there, or even the chickens in our back garden have featured in the blog, and there's various aspects of physics that the chickens do admirably well at. I also enjoy giving talks to various community groups. So, for example, next week I'm giving a talk on the Higgs boson to the junior naturalists. Now I have to explain the Higgs boson to a 10-year-old. That's going to be quite a challenge, but I've agreed to do it, so it's going to happen. And, but it's really fun to do so, because it's great to see young people in particular actually sort of switch on to science and think, well, that's not so difficult. You know, the words Higgs boson is no longer just something boffiny that I read on paper or see on the internet, but it actually starts to mean something. And the whole process of science then starts to mean something for them. And I want to make sure that the way I teach my physics students is really the right way. And every student is different. Every student is motivated by different things. And as a teacher, you can't just stand up there and talk about what you know, because most of the students will switch off. You've got to really grasp where the student is at, where they need to be, and tailor your approach accordingly. And I have to say, being here interviewed for a Kudos award, I feel a bit of a fraud for the Science Communicator Award, because I don't think I'm doing anything different from what any other scientist should be doing. Part of their role is to stand up for their discipline and present it well to the community and those around. And I think every scientist should be a science communicator.